Welcome to Part 3 of the 4-part video series on the Story Engine tool. Story Engine is just one way to help patients make a meaningful consent decision. This video explores story building, paths, conditions, publishing, importing, and exporting in Story Builder. To build a story, select the Stories link found on the home menu bar. Next, select the New Story button in the lower left corner of the Stories dashboard. The New Story form will display. Fill out the New Story form and select the Create Story button to create the story shell. Once created, the new story shell is displayed in the Stories dashboard. A story path is the sequence in which pages will appear. This story path is usually linear. For example, in a linear story, a viewer always views page 1, then page 2, and finally page 3. Story Builder also supports nonlinear stories, which allow viewers to make decisions about the path they will take through the story. For example, in a nonlinear story path, a viewer might choose to skip from page 1 to page 3 and then come back to page 2. Story conditions are navigation options in the form of buttons displayed on the Story Presenter interface. Conditions allow the viewer to determine which page will display next. The user creates and assigns these conditions to the pages using Story Builder. For example, a page can display a question or condition requesting a yes or no answer. The viewer's answer can cause the story to skip over pages not related to his or her selection. To add pages to and create conditions for a story, select the Edit Story Path button. Select the Add Page button to add pages. Once you have added all pages related to the story, select the Add Condition button to begin forming the story path. Up until now, the story is only viewable by users who have access to Story Builder. Publishing makes a story viewable to an external audience through Story Presenter. To publish a story, select the Publish button from Story Builder's home dashboard. To confirm the story is published, note the change in its status on the Story Builder's home dashboard from Draft to Published. To remove a story from external view, select the story's Retract button on the home dashboard. Story Builder can also export and import a story from one Story Engine installation to another. This gives the user the opportunity to import contents of a story without having to create new material. To import a story, select the Stories button from the home dashboard. Select the Import Story button in the bottom left and follow the prompts. There are several sample stories already available for import to a Story Engine installation. They can be downloaded from the eConsent Toolkit webpage. These optional sample stories are separate from the core installation files and are not required for download or to use the tool. To export a story, select the Stories button from the home dashboard. Find the story to be exported and select the Export button to the far right. When the story has been exported, select the Exported Stories button in the top right corner. Select the Download button for the desired story. Follow the prompts to convert the export to a zip file and complete the export process. In this video series, Part 4 explains Story Presenter's published stories and viewer statistics. In addition to watching the video series, we suggest reading the step-by-step instructions in the User Guide for eConsent Story Engine tool and the Installation Guide for the eConsent Story Engine tool. To access these guides, view other videos, and download customizable Meaningful Consent resources, visit www.healthit.com. www.healthit.gov/eConsent-toolkit. To learn about meaningful consent in general, visit www.healthit.gov/meaningful consent.